Technological unemployment should be a godsend, man. It should be everything that we've been striving for as a species. Nevertheless, GDP, growth, all that stuff is old, arcane. Needless to say, you can't have a society based on growth. You need a society that lives in coexistence with itself and the habitat. I don't know how that logic has eluded us for so long on the political economic level. In political economy, no one seems to talk about the problem with assuming the interest of growth. And of course, it's like a cancer, capital accumulation. You can use that old Marxist term, but it's just as relevant today as it was then. All the corporations, like a disease, like cancer, they stretch out and they want to get more and more. They make $1 million one year, they need to make $2 million the next year, they get more employees. The last thing you want to do is contract. And, infinite growth, I think there's only literally one type of mechanism that does that on Earth, apart from our economy, and again, that is cancer itself. So it's a cancerous system, and something's going to have to happen to shut this thing down before it eats itself alive, or we literally get to that point of no return, which I'd say about 2030, 2040, when you look at the biodiversity loss, when you look at climate change, you look at the debt crisis, when you look at the resource overshoot, about a sixth of the way through on this planet, we consume more resources than we're actually able to produce by the planet. We need many more planets in the future. By one estimate, 27 more planets by 2050 if we're to keep the current rates going. And the sad thing is the global south is never, ever going to reach a high level of public health and sustainability and alleviation of poverty because all the mechanisms we're using based on growth are just rapidly tearing things apart to an effect where the long-term repercussions are going to settle down the global south, Africa, and Latin Central America. They're the ones that are going to suffer from all this because they're not going to have a chance because of all the negative externalities that are being birthed from all the activity of the global north. Remember, the global north consumes everything. 80% of all the goods and services produced on this planet are consumed by less than 20% of the population stuck in America and Europe. So it's sad.
Doesn't that just mean we're winning, Peter?
That's exactly what it means. We are absolutely winning.
Hashtag winning. But to shrink that down to kind of one little point, maybe mixed in with what you're saying, like, for example, clean water. It's thousands of people, especially children, die every day due to lack of clean water. I saw a documentary about the same guy who invented the Segway, invented a water purification system called Slingshot that, you could dump diarrhea in one end and you'd have a clean glass of water out the other end. And it's affordable. It's only the size of a mini fridge or something. And he's gone around to various organizations to try and get those in the towns and cities in Africa and South America that desperately need clean water. And basically no one says that's what they do. The UN says no. The Clinton Foundation says we can't really do that. Ultimately, he's ended up partnering somehow with Coca-Cola because they need clean water to create Coke, so they're willing to put some of these things in these towns in order to use his machine for their water to make Coke. So that shows capitalism works, right?